Alright guys, welcome to my channel, FYI Reviews and How-Tos, and today we have up on the review block Greenworks 2200 PSI pressure washer. Now let me tell you, I was going to do an unboxing review of this thing here, but when I got it I couldn't wait. I got it out of the box, put it together, and I started pressure washing. I pressure washed three sides of my house. I left one side unwashed so that we can do this video. Now, I was kind of skeptical about doing or getting one of these electric pressure washers because there's pluses and minuses to having an electric pressure wash. And one of the big pluses is that it doesn't make a whole lot of noise. Two, you don't have to worry about putting gas and oil in it and running down to the gas station to get gas for it. Three, it doesn't smell and stink up your utility room when you got it in storage. And one of the bigger pluses to it is that if some of you guys live next door to people got neighbors close by, it doesn't make all that noise. But the big question is it powerful enough to do the job that you want to do? Because most of the time, these electric pressure washers are a lot less powerful than the gas-powered ones. So will it do the job that you need it to do? Stick around. We'll be right back and we'll answer that question. Hey guys, welcome back. Well, we got everything set up on our Greenworks pressure washer here. We've got the hose hooked up here in the front, and we also got the wand hose. Come on around here, CJ.
All right.
We got the wand hose. The wand hose has a connection that comes in the back here. And since we're doing a review and we're going to do a soap application, we're using Purple Power Heavy Duty Premium Vehicle and Boat soap here. So we've got everything ready to go, so we're going to put our soap in. It's just as easy as doing this right here. Okay, now we poured our soap in, and that's a gallon of the soap. And if you can look right here, the soap roughly filled the tank about halfway, so it looks like that tank is about a 2-gallon tank. And so anyway, we've already got our water turned on and everything, and so before we turn the pressure washer itself on, what we want, and before we put a tip on, what we want to do is open this up by squeezing on your trigger here, and we want to let the water flow through so that we make sure that we get all the air out of the hoses. And once you do that a little bit, you can also put one of the tips on here and let it start drawing from the hose some more before we get this thing turned on. And that way we make sure we got all the air out of the hoses and we're not doing a dry start on this pump here. Now when you turn it on, it'll go up to pressure just like so. And then it takes, the only thing that I see about these, it takes a couple of seconds to build up the pressure. CJ, if you'll watch the nozzle here. If you'll watch this, I push the nozzle now. And it takes that few seconds for it to get up the power. Right now, it's just getting the rest of the air out of the hose, so we're going to let it sit there and do this for a little bit. I've got a long hose hooked up here, so once it gets all the air out, we'll get to working on it. Alright, if you'll notice right here, now that we got all the air out of it, if you'll bring your camera right over here, they have places for the nozzles here, and it's color coordinated. Gray for your gray turbo nozzle, black is for your soap nozzle, your soap dispenser. Then you have a 40-degree white nozzle, a 25-degree, and that means the degree in which it sprays out, 25-degree green nozzle, and your most powerful nozzle, besides the turbo nozzle, is your 15-degree yellow nozzle. So it's a nice little setup right there, and we're going to get ready and start working on this thing. So CJ, if you guys will hang around for just a second, we're going to be right back. CJ, hit that pause button.
Go.
Alright guys, welcome back. Now, the first nozzle that we're going to demonstrate is the turbo nozzle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to very slowly hit my trigger so that the water comes out slow so you can see the action of the water. Notice how the water's going into a circle. I don't know if that's showing up very good on the camera, but the water is actually coming out, spinning in a circle, like so. And I'll start it slow, and then I'm going to hit it full blast. So let you see what's coming out there. So let's look up here at the wall here. Let's start right here. This is a pretty dark spot on the wall right here. I'm probably a couple of feet away from the wall. Let's see what it does. No soap, by the way. Now as I get closer, of course it's more power. That thing really takes out the water. Wow. This is no soap at all. And I want you to pay attention to the sound of the pump. If you guys that live and you have neighbors close by, this is not loud at all. As I get down closer, I can really get into it. But I don't see any need to get into it. And it's so easy to change these nozzles. If you look, it has a quick disconnect. Just pull that back, pull the nozzle out, and then you have a nice little place right here to store the nozzles. Now, let's look. I'm going to start with the most powerful nozzle besides the turbo nozzle, and this is the this yellow 15-degree nozzle. Now, as you notice, you can turn, if you want your nozzle to spray out horizontally, like so, you can turn it to where it sprays out horizontally, or you can turn it up like this where it sprays kind of vertical in this direction. Let's see what this one does. Again, I'm about a foot away. If I go in a little closer, just like so, man, look at that. This is not the most powerful nozzle here. So that was the 15-degree nozzle. So let's see what it'll do with the green nozzle. The green nozzle is a 25-degree nozzle. One of the gripes I have is that it takes that few seconds to get up to pressure, but I'm about a foot away right here. As I spray, I can see that it's leaving just a little bit of residue at a foot away, so I can get in a little bit closer. Now let's check, let's see what the white nozzle does. This is a 40-degree nozzle. So you're able to, with a 40-degree nozzle, you're able to cover a larger area once swipe. So let's see what it does. Just about a foot away. As you see, it's leaving from behind at a foot away. So I come in a little closer. Not quite as quite as good as the other nozzles, so I can really come in and still get down real close if I want to continue using this one. So with that nozzle, it's just a little bit less powerful with that nozzle, but you can still get the job done if you want to come in closer. Now, what we want to demonstrate too is the soap dispensing capabilities. Now, when I first got this, I had a pressure washer before that had an actual switch on it. If you want to switch from just a regular rinse mode to soap dispensing, you had a little switch that you flip. This does not have the switch, so I was thinking, how in the world is it going to switch from rinsing to soap dispensing? Well, it's just this easy. You simply take if you're up on a ladder, you can take your nozzle off, put it in your pocket, put the soap dispensing nozzle on, and start spraying it. Only with this nozzle will it dispense any soap, and you can see the soap coming out now. Once you get your soap on there, it's just simple. Take your nozzle back off, put your high pressure nozzle back on, and it goes from the dispensing soap. Clear the line out the pressure where it went. Goes right back to high pressure rinse. Now that was with this white nozzle right here. I really like this turbo nozzle here. Now, if you listen to this pressure washer, that's as loud as it gets. Now, we've had the soap sprayed on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wash this area right here out. That's probably something like, I don't know, 5 foot by maybe 3.5, 4 foot there. And we're going to see how long it takes to clean that with this Greenworks 2200 PSI pressure washer. that's it, folks. If you noticed, I had to hit some high spots, so I was holding it one-handed. And that's because this pressure washer is powerful, but it's not so powerful that I have to hold it with two hands and all this other stuff. I was very comfortable with putting one hand up there and washing this thing off. But this is masonite siding. Will it clean concrete? Hang around just a minute and we'll be right back and we'll answer that question. Guys, we're back here on the concrete and everything, and we're going to answer the question, can this thing clean concrete as good as some of your gas-powered pressure washers can? And for those of you that have watched my other videos where I'm working on cars, you'll notice this area is the place where I always work on my cars and stuff. Now, what happens to concrete when you got cars parked on it and you're working on those cars? You always happen to get these big old oil stains right here. So I've already got my soap nozzle hooked up here, and we're going to put some soap down, and we're going to, the soap says let it set for a few minutes, so we're going to go ahead and spray some down here on this area. And we're going to let it sit there for a few minutes and we'll be right back. Alright guys, it's been about 5 minutes. We've let the soap sit down here on the stain for about 5 minutes, like the soap says. And I've got my turbo nozzle on here. So we're going to try this thing out and see what it does. And if we want to go from that to putting soap down, it's simply take the nozzle off, put your soap nozzle on, it starts dispensing soap. Wow. Now, since we've done that, let's try the next. I know that turbo nozzle's hard to beat, but let's go with this a little bit easier right here. So you come up here and look at it, get a good close up here. All right. That time we didn't let the soap sit. I was just demonstrating how fast you go from resting to putting soap down. Now, that would, I would suggest with working on the concrete using the turbo nozzle, that does a pretty good job, but I can see there's a little bit of resting left. Maybe that we didn't let the soap sit. sit there for a little bit and dry, and we'll come back after it's dried and see what it looks like.
All right.
Right now, and one of the other applications that you do use on these pressure washers is actually wash your car. And anybody that knows me, I'm not going to put something on my car that might hurt my car because I love my cars. But we've got the wide angle white tip on here, and we're going to wet the car down a little bit, put some soap on it, and let's see how well this thing does. CJ, go pause your video. All right, guys, we had a kink in our hose, so we had to go find the kink to get it out. All right, here we go. Wetting the car down good. Put our soap dispenser on. Good. And you can also you can buy the brush attachments for these things, but actually it does pretty good like that. And I like that so far. CJ, let's go back over and let's look at the concrete and let's see what it's done, how the concrete looks since it's dried off.
All right.
All right, guys, we're back here at the concrete and everything. It's not quite dried off, but we got a big enough area dried off that you can see what's going on with it. All right, here was the stain right here. You can see the difference in the concrete. This is another dry area of the concrete right here. You can see the difference between, you know, how white the concrete is here. Now these stains have been here for a couple of years. Wasn't expecting for it to take all the stain out, but it has greatly reduced that stain. And if you'll pan out, you see the rest of the concrete is still kind of wet, but you can already see the difference between the concrete that I've washed with the pressure washer and the concrete I haven't washed. Very distinctive lines. So when this thing dries off, it's going to be 10 times better. So is it worth it? I think so. The pressure washer has done a fairly good job, and I'm going to bring it over here so you can get one good look at it here. So come on over here and we'll take a look at it right here. Is this pressure washer worth the money? I think absolutely. I wasn't expecting for it to get all the stain out in that concrete, because that has been there for a long time. And we wasn't using concrete soap, by the way. We was just using car soap on it. I think it's well worth the money to purchase one of these. The pluses outweigh the minuses on it. Again, it's a 2200 PSI brushless Greenworks Pro, and I think you'd be very happy with it. It's very easy to store. No problems at all to store it. You don't have to worry about putting gas in. You don't have to worry about oil levels. Just take and hook the thing up and start working with it. And on this, out of a rating of 10, I'd give it about an 8.5. I think it's good to go. I don't think you would hurt any at all from purchasing one of these. Now, if you're looking for a professional application where you're going to take it out and do jobs, professional jobs, no. But for work around home, I don't think this can be beat for the money. Guys, this is Carl Tucker, and this is FYI Reviews and How-Tos. Thank you for watching the video, and if you would, hey, please, you guys on Facebook, hit the like button on Facebook, hit the like button on YouTube, and so please subscribe to my YouTube channel if this video has helped you out. Thank you, guys. Till next time, see you later.